Jackie, for joining. And those of you watching at home, my name is Ali. I'm representing Go today, but I'm going to let Jackie start, or Jacqueline, and then we'll get to the presentation.
Hi, I just wanted to welcome everybody. I'm Jacqueline. I am the founder and travel advisor at Terra Odysseys. Um, and these are my partners, Heather and Ollie, and we're just going to tell you about the South Korea trip that we put together, and hopefully you enjoy the presentation.
Amazing. Heather, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Hey, so my name's Heather, and I've been working with Jacqueline to tailor make this trip for you guys. So it is 100% unique, tailor made. We hope like it's definitely going to give you all the sort of highlights. You have Seoul from the ancient dynasties to sort of cutting edge technology, then, going back into the history and culture of the destination. So it's the best of both worlds and covering the major highlights and sites with a good amount of leisure time for you to explore on your own.
Amazing. And before I get started, I'm just going to give a very brief introduction to who or what Go is. So we've been around for almost 56 years. We spread across three continents, and to be honest, our specialization is exactly what you'll get to experience today. It's group customization and personalized itineraries, which I would say is almost impossible to replicate because of the amount of details, especially here, which you'll see with our destination specialists, Heather and Jacqueline. They have worked really hard to set up this tour, and hopefully you'll see that. So yes, I'm really excited to walk you through the South Korea journey because honestly, it combines so many of the things that people generally love about Korea. So the royal palaces, traditional culture, fast trains, the amazing food. I think I have Korean barbecue every week. The ancient history, coastal scenery, and of course the energy of modern Seoul. Um, what I particularly love about this itinerary is that we or you guys won't just get to stay in just one city. It gives you a very well-rounded experience of the country by combining Seoul, Jeonju, Busan, and then Seoul again. So you really get to feel the contrast between Korea's past and present. And that's what you hopefully get to see as we walk you through this presentation. Before we jump in, very quickly, I want to highlight what is included. And again, Heather, Jacqueline, feel free to interject. But yes, program overall consists of 9 nights of accommodation, daily breakfast, a couple of lunches and dinner. Everything is private, so we're not joining mass groups. This is a private tour operated by our local suppliers and for you. So you will get an air-conditioned coach, English-speaking guides, train tickets are included, all the entrance fees. But yes, everything that you would typically try to worry about, everything has been handled. So no logistical nightmares, and you just kind of have to book your spot. A quick practical tip for Korea in October. Honestly, it's one of the best months to travel. So I don't know if that was done on purpose, but
It
the
was.
weather amazing. So the weather is going to be brilliant. It's pretty comfortable and honestly very photogenic because of the autumn colors. Um, One thing I always tell travelers about Korea is bring layers. So morning and evenings can feel a bit cooler, but in the afternoon is honestly perfect for walking. What else? Yeah, I was gonna speak about the attractions, but I think we there's another slide I'll speak to on that. But on this, again, just a reminder for those of you who might be traveling for the very first time outside the States, your passport must be valid for at least 6 months from your return date. But I'm sure Jacqueline will send you these reminders. But yes, it's pretty easy, especially for American travelers. Again, very quickly, won't spend too much time on this. I already mentioned this. It's almost near perfect temperature, around 10 to 18 degrees Celsius, or highs of 64 Fahrenheit. So again, it's excellent for sightseeing. And honestly, this is the time of the year when Korea starts to show off its autumn colors. So you'll see those amazing reds, those golds, those orange tones, especially in the palace gardens, temple grounds, and even in the mountain areas. And yeah, I'd recommend packing light layers, a medium jacket, comfortable walking shoes, and this goes without saying, but it's very important, modest clothing for temple visits. This is particularly important when it comes to, yeah, I would say all visits. So maybe even if it might be a hotter day than usual, maybe have something in your backpack. All right, so your journey begins in Seoul. We're gonna obviously land through the international airport. And to be honest, fun fact, it's actually consistently ranked as one of the best airports in the world. South Koreans are known for their customer service, and this reflects in the airport. And this is where you get that hand glove experience, and you'll be met by an English-speaking guide and transferred privately into the city. Everything we do here at Go Away, and again, Jacqueline had a big part to play in this as well. Everything is very intentional. So especially your day one. It's a long, long, long flight to get to that part of the world. Jet lag is very much real. So the first day is at leisure. Again, it's gonna feel perfect after that long haul flight. And yeah, Seoul is kind of the city where even your first evening walk already feels exciting. There are a lot of bright lights, a lot of cafes, street food, and really a very polished atmosphere. And what I would recommend on your first night, if you're not too tired, if you still have the energy, I would try and walk around the hotel area, grab a coffee or some Korean fried chicken. Uh, Korean fried chicken does wonders for your energy. And just soaking in this city's rhythm. Um, yeah, what else? I think I have some pictures for your first hotel. Yep. So this is going to be your home for the next or the first 3 nights. And I'm going to very quickly show you, and then we'll come back to this. So that's what it looks like. I just wanted to very briefly go over the pictures. So again, even when it comes to our properties, either they're highly recommended by our local suppliers, or either one of us have actually been there, so we can vouch for it. But yeah, this one kind of speaks for itself, so you'll get a bit of that luxury feel as well. Daily breakfast is included. It is very centrally located, so you have easy access to a palace, one of the villages, and you'll have plenty of dining and shopping
Mhm.
experiences. A lot of first-time visitors actually underestimate how important hotel location is in Seoul. The city actually is pretty big, so staying
Mhm.
central actually helps us reduce a lot of transit time and keeps your sightseeing much more comfortable. So this is one of the things I noticed when I saw this hotel was picked. So again, great choice. And again, this area is amazing for those quick evening walks, convenience store, or coffee runs. And honestly, it's super safe, very easy for navigation. And yeah, even if you just want to go out and about by yourself, deviate from the group, this is one of those cities that you can actually do these things.
Yes.
All right, so this is honestly going to be one of the most exciting cultural days of the trip because it's going to give you that classic Seoul experience that people imagine. So here's a rough itinerary, how the morning, afternoon, evening's broken down. I'm just going to go through some of the highlights. You're gonna see here, I'll show you because pictures do it more justice. Actually, I'll show you this right after. So first we're gonna start at the palace where you're gonna see some statues of some kings and some admirals, and these will be one of the most important figures in Korean history. So again, you'll get a bit of a history lesson, and then comes a really fun inclusion. And again, Heather, correct me if I'm wrong. They are getting the rentals, right? For the attire?
Yes, so the
Yes.
hammock rental is included. It's a 4 hour rental. And before heading to the palace, you will visit the rental shop. When you go in, you'll have a bunch of choices. You can pick your color, you can pick the top. You also have a choice usually between 3 to 4 hairstyles. And then, so once you have your outfit and you're all dressed, you'll move to the chair. They'll do your hair. You can add a headband or a hair clip. Males, of course, they would get like they can have a hat or without one, but you do get to dress up and you wear your outfit. Typically, just I mean, if you were traveling on your own, a hanbok rental, wearing traditional South Korean clothes actually will get you into their sites for free because
Yes.
you are wearing the traditional outfits. So once you're all dressed, you guys would head to the Grand Palace and you get to enter and watch the changing of the guards.
Hmm. And again, which is going to be very colorful, and it gets very photogenic. And right after witnessing the changing of the guard ceremony, you'll get to visit one of the local villages, and this is going to be actually Seoul's most charming neighborhoods. So you're actually going to see a lot of traditional Korean homes in those narrow lanes. And then right after that, we're going to go to another palace and a secret garden. And this is where a lot of people actually find it even more atmospheric than the palace because the architecture is pretty mind-blowing. And then this is what I wanted to show you. We're going to end the day at my favorite parts of any tour, the food market. So just giving you a very quick glimpse of what that's going to look like. Um, yes, yeah, I mean, enough said. You'll get a variety of options. And this is where you'll get a snack break and, of course, get to sample a lot of their street food.
So actually, just a couple of notes. Some of the food stands at this night market were featured on like a Netflix food series. So you'll get to
Yes.
see some of those stands and try some of the food from them as well. Another another thing, the village that you visit there. Um, it's actually when you're there, it's actually people's homes, so they actually are still living there.
Mhm.
So one thing that they like, you're gonna find a lot of signage that's gonna advise you to just be respectful of people's like space and not like climbing up on their property to take like you can take images but don't be like going on their property to take images. Another thing is to mind your noise levels and try not to be like shouting too much or yelling. And you'll see the signs to like ask people to sort of keep that down because it is becoming quite busy and congested, and they still want people to have their respectful space. So it's just something to keep in mind when we are in the Bukchon village.
Yes, and that is so important because us in the travel industry and especially us South Korea specialists have kind of been hurt recently by news of like Korea has started placing certain times that you can go to this Buktan Hanok village and other traditional villages because of the combination of over tourism and just disrespectful travelers um, who just go and they are either messing things up or, like Heather said, being too loud and disrespectful of the people. So it's definitely something that we need to be respectful of so that others like us can enjoy this for a long time.
Hmm.
Because it
Good
is
point.
really a beautiful, unique area. And from the top there, you have an amazing view of the city below. So definitely an area you want to visit. The homes are just gorgeous, and it's just a really beautiful area to walk through.
Amazing. And yeah, I think some of the videos were showcasing that. So it's very narrow lanes. So yeah, we gotta be quiet. And those are the warning signs Heather was referring to. Here, just wrapping up the day two highlights. So again, that's a glimpse into what the changing of the guard might look like, and that's again Korea's oldest market. And then yes, that's the village that we were just looking at a couple of the videos as well. All right, so jumping on to day three. Day three is pretty nice. It's pretty chill, I would say, because it gives a bit of flexibility. During the day, you guys get to explore Seoul at your own pace, and in the late afternoon, is when the guided evening tour begins. So one of
Uh,
the, sorry, go ahead.
I think we removed that,
We
but
remove that.
so
Removed what? I'm sorry.
the evening tour in Seoul?
No, the evening tour
No.
is
Okay.
on day three. Um, we just made it to where the morning is at leisure instead of
Leisure.
having another tour. But yeah, the morning is for
The
um
DMZ visit if
yes,
somebody
there is an
wants to do it.
optional DMZ visit on that day, which is right there on the screen. But yes, the night tour is a go. That we're doing that.
Okay, amazing. So yes, what I can see here is one of the highlights, of course, will be the Ensol Tower. So it's going to offer you some panoramic views of the city, especially at sunset. And honestly, it's one of those best spots to appreciate how actually big and layered in Seoul really is. And then we've got the flea market, which will actually feel much more local and vintage. And then you finish in a shopping area and a food area where again would be great to picking up some snacks, people watching, or some K-beauty.
I was just gonna say that's a major K-beauty shopping area. So definitely
Yeah.
if you want your beauty products, you stock up while you're there.
Oh yes.
And just to
Um,
go into a little bit more detail about the DMZ visit, it is an optional add-on. The date is at leisure, but some people may want to visit the DMZ. This
Mhm.
tour's pickup time typically is around 7 to 7:30 a.m. and you would be back around 1:30 p.m.
Mhm.
It has a strict operation schedule. So if you are not at the meeting point at the time of the pickup, they will leave without you just because the guards, the rules, it's a very strict timing into each zone, and each bus has a restriction of how long everybody can be in that zone. So they have to move at the exact timing and they can't be late. It's a great experience for those, who do want to go. You can kind of see North Korea from there. There's a lot of information and details in the visit. You do need to bring your passport because they do come on and check everybody's passports. So when they pick you up, you're given a number and that number is associated to you. And then when the guards, the army's guards come on bus and they go each person individually, you have to give them your number and your passport so that they can cross-reference that you've been cleared to enter.
all right, amazing. On day four, we're going to shift from the modern capital to ancient Korea. So this is where after breakfast you'll get a transfer to Seoul Station and then board actually a high-speed train to Jeonju. And the ride is about 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3 hour high-speed train, and this is included in the package. But yes, this is where you get impressed by the Korean infrastructure. Trains are super efficient, clean, comfortable, and even the intercity travel, even though places like maybe Texas and Toronto, it might feel like a whole week's journey. It'll seem like part of the experience. And yeah, Jeonju is actually often called the museum without walls because its ancient sites is spread throughout the city. So it used to be the capital of the Silla Kingdom. So you really are stepping into Korea's deep historical roots. And on the train, my only advice would be sit by the window if you can. The countryside views, I'm told, are lovely, especially in the autumn season.
Actually, leaving Seoul, if you can sit on the right side, is the better side.
There you go. Even better. Amazing. Next, I'm going to show you. Yes, these are just again the highlights. I just trying to get some real pictures for the actual train. And yeah, it goes up to 305 kilometers per hour. So really is that high speed. And yeah, that's the museum without malls I was referring to. And then that's your base hotel. And I'll just have a few more details on this slide. Um, before I just, I'll just show you some pictures before we dive into what you signed up for. But yes, again, uh,
Jeonju,
go ahead.
Jeonju is considered sort of ancient Korea. So the kingdom, I mean, Jeonju was the capital of the Silla Kingdom for nearly 1,000 years or something, I believe. And so it is an important area historically.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the main value here for this hotel is the location. Again, you'll be close to so many of the historical sites, which will make the next day's heritage tour much easier. But yes, to Heather's point, it's a very different feel from Seoul. So it's much quieter and much more reflective. So yes, if time allows, I would recommend an evening walk. But yes, again, you get to roam around and maybe stock up on some snacks and already some souvenirs.
Yes, and in Gyeongju, the first day of course is kind of like you're transferring from Seoul and then you're gonna just chill for the rest of the day, do whatever you want. I can set up something for you to do, or you can just free roam, whatever you want. I've heard that there's some amazing cafes in Gyeongju. I know that there are in Seoul, but just that kind of they're in both areas, so.
Amazing. All right, so day five, this will probably be the most historically rich day of the entire trip. You will be actually hitting two UNESCO World Heritage Sites and two of Korea's most important Buddhist landmarks. And this will be particularly impressive because of one of them, the stone Buddha. Um, and yeah, it's one of those places where the Korean architecture, the landscape, and religion really come together really nicely. And then in the afternoon, you'll get to visit the National Museum. You're going through the tomb complex as well. And then you will also, in the evening, end the day at the bridge. And this is where I'll show you in a second the Wolji Pond, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's actually one of the most photogenic heritage sites in Korea. So let
Hmm.
me, here, I tried to get you because everybody raves about how it looks like at night. So just to kind of give you guys a little sneak peek. There you go. I won't spoil it, so then you guys can tell me how it is when you come back. All right. Okay.
Just
Moving.
one tip
Hmm.
for this day is wear comfortable shoes because some of the historical grounds are quite large, so there will be quite a bit of walking this day.
And just more pictures. So that's part of the architecture I wanted to show off. So again, it's known as a UNESCO masterpiece because of the Buddhist Silla era architecture. And yeah, that's the Buddha craving I was referring to, and that's the tomb. And then you already saw the video, but yes, it's a very different feel at night. Okay, moving on to day six. This is where we head to Busan. So this is
My
Korea's
favorite city.
a lot of people's favorite city. So this is Korea's major coastal city, and again, just like the energy or the vibe changes, or has changed a couple of times, this is where you will feel much more relaxed in Seoul, but also very lively and visual because it is built around the sea. So you're going to begin at one of the markets at the Square. And again, this is where you kind of get a good understanding of Busan's commercial and cultural identity. We're going to visit one of the fish markets, which is actually the largest seafood market in South Korea. It's going to be super busy. You're going to You're going to get the authentic feel. And then after lunch is when we're going to visit another cultural village. And it's actually called the Santorini of Korea because of the colorful hillside houses. So I try to give you a sneak peek right here through the pictures. And then after that, we're going to go visit or going to go through this cable car. So just very quickly, if I can find the cable car journey. Oops.
This is it.
Yep. Let me try and did I
No,
skip it?
that's on top.
Ah,
Yep,
there it
that's already up
was.
top.
There you go. So yes, this crosses above the water, and then it's going to continue to the suspension bridge, and that's where you get to see some more incredible ocean views. All right.
So just a note on the cultural village. It actually was a refugee settlement after the Korean War, but it's now known more
Mhm.
as an art hub and really colorful, really vibrant. There's a lot of street art and there's a lot of like great places to pick up food, snack, a lot of artist shops here, like people who make their own, like you can get I bought a mug, but it was like hand painted design of like the information of South Korea, like South, it was like pictures and details of South Korea, but like you'll find a lot of little tiny shops here with like art, different types of artistry. It's a great, even just postcards that are like handmade and all kinds of like really neat little things that you could pick up. So definitely stop and check in to some of the shops because and sometimes the art like the sometimes it might just be somebody that's like selling the art, but sometimes you'll catch the artists in there and you can talk to them about, like for us, we were asking questions like, oh, what inspired this one? Or which one's your favorite that you've done? And I ended up buying a mug that they had made because they told me the story behind it and I found it interesting.
Amazing. Thanks for
Um,
sharing that.
I, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know about the Songdo suspension bridge. One thing that's kind of
Hmm.
cool about that is it is a if you've watched K-dramas before, you might recognize it from some scenes in K-dramas because it's a very popular area for them to film. And I also
So
just
you're
want to welcome Kimberly. Uh, we have it recorded, so don't worry about missing anything. We're glad you're here.
All right. Yes, thanks for joining. But yes, next I want to show off your home for the next 2 nights. So this will be a beachside retreat. It's again very well located hotel with ocean views and easy access to the beach. And yeah, it's honestly one of the most enjoyable places in Korea for an evening walk, beach, cafes, light sea, all in one area. So again, very well picked. And of course, breakfast will be included on this day as well.
and Jacqueline wanted to make sure that you guys would have that ocean view room and that you would be able to enjoy a couple of nights staring at the sea. So that was a key thing that she made sure that you guys had that option.
Yes.
Wow, look at that rooftop. So just a few pictures from the hotel itself.
Yeah, and like you see there, it's literally like a 4-minute walk from the Hyundai beach right there. So really, really close.
I mean, really from this area, you can walk to a lot of locations, like even the main sort of restaurant, shopping strip nearby. Maybe from this location, 10-15 minute walk. I mean, I did walk it. It's not far at all. So it's a really central location. So not only are you like by the beachfront, but you're also close to sort of some of the other main dining and There are some, that's not sort of the nightlife district. It's completely different area, which you would have to cab to, but that area does have some bars as well and some evening entertainment, but not as, it's not the main hub for it, but definitely shopping, restaurants, great area.
And yes, day seven's actually a free day, so all those things can be actually done on this is the great opportunity to do it. So again, Busan can be enjoyed in a few different ways depending on your style of travel. So whether you just want to be at the beach, relax in cafes, visit another temple, others may prefer some shopping, picking up souvenirs, or even a Korean spa experience. So again, that flexibility is valuable because this is where, again, very intentionally, we're allowing you to kind of personalize the trip a little as well. And this is that day. What I would recommend, again, for me, I'm a big foodie, so I would just check off the best places nearby. But again, this is where you get to choose. And of course, you could always just catch up on sleep at your beautiful hotel as well. But yes. This is where I just want to show you one of the temples which a lot of people visit. So I did a very quick video of that. So it's known as South Korea's most beautiful temple. But yes, this could be an option on this day as well. So just a little sneak peek. Mhm. Anything to add on this free day?
Um, Not much, just like you said, kind of if you want to go and explore for free time on your own, that's great. If you have something that you want to do that um you need help booking, definitely reach out to me after we get you secured on the trip. We have other kind of day tours if you want to do a whole other tour, or if you just want to experience something that you're kind of like, I don't know where to buy tickets for this, then just, contact us. That's the whole point of having such customizable days in this. I wanted people to be able to do exactly what they wanted to do. And kind of like Ali said, if you like food, go find some food that you really like, or if you like nightlife or K-beauty or something K-pop. I know that there's a lot of idols that are from Busan, and there's a lot of things going on over there for that. Um, one thing I wanted to note is over there, there's also the Hyundai Blue Line Park, which are those cute I don't know how you would call them, like personal trolley carts that you
Yeah.
can ride, and it's very popular over there too. So,
And
Mhm.
just one thing to keep in mind. So, because this tour is just geared to the group and all like private services, you do have a guide. And so the day before, when you are on your guided tour, you can ask him for any suggestions, ask him for recommendations, good places to eat or what to do on your leisure day. They can give you some really good ideas or suggestions and definitely take advantage of that. So they can also guide you. Like if you have something in your mind, you're like, I want to see this and do this, but I'm not sure how to make that happen or how to get there. They'll be able to tell you how. They'll give you the best advice, grab a taxi, or if you want to take public transit, this would be the way to do it. And these guys are there to definitely use them. I mean, they're there to help you, they're there to assist. So take advantage of having them and
mhm,
definitely ask the questions because they are your insiders to everything there.
Mhm. And just kind of wrapping up on that point. So, again, everything is done very intentionally. So, we purposely kept this leisure day because the next day is when you return to Seoul. And again, taking the high-speed train back. So, again, it's going to be about 3 hours and you transfer back into the city. But that evening, we do have a group dinner planned. So there's going to be traditional Korean barbecue, which again is those of you who have not experienced, it's a very social and memorable dining experience. And honestly, it's not just dinner, it's part of the culture. So you grill meat at the table, share some side dishes, and my favorite, having as much soju as possible. And yeah, for first-time visitors, Korean barbecue becomes honestly one of the trip's favorite food memories, at least. And yeah, and Korean dining culture, just to add to it, shared meals are a big part of that connection. So this farewell style dinner is actually very fitting to celebrate this trip together. And I had to find one of those pictures just to get the appetite going. But yes, um, just a few highlights. Again, pictures don't do it justice. You'll see the cultural village. You obviously are looking at the suspension or the cable car, and then, of course, the amazing food. So this is going to be the second last day. And again, this is another flexible day at Seoul, which is very useful because there's simply so much to do in the city. For shopping and pop culture, you could go to a lot of different places. And again, to Heather's point, something that I even forgot is that you do have that private guide. So take advantage of that guide. It is an English speaking guide. They are the local experts. So they will recommend you or try to help you avoid those tourist traps. So even whether it is a food recommendation, a coffee recommendation, whether it's tea houses, going to an antique shop, everything is doable. But yes, you could end up at a temple on this day, go for a walk in the park. Also, this day, again, like I mentioned, is good for picking up gifts, skincare, fashion, or just revisiting a neighborhood. Because what happens even with this tour, even though it's not a short tour, you might have loved something on your first time to solve. And this is where you kind of go back to it, take some pictures, and just, kind of take in the city.
Yep.
And
You
Um,
kind
also
of got
just
my
go
one
ahead.
more.
whole. Oh,
Just one key thing that I wanted to note too, back again with the guide and a tip. When we were in some of the like local markets and going around to some of the areas, some of the favorite things that you buy might be some Korean, like cooking sauces or maybe the ginseng tea. And of course, you're going to be able to pick that up at any tourist store or maybe at the airport, but the difference is going to be the price. And of course, it's packaged for tourists. Where when we spoke to our guide and we were going through some of those local markets, they brought us into the local shops where people actually buy it for themselves at home and you're paying a fraction of the cost. Definitely, if there's something particular like that you want while you're in those areas, just bring it up to the guide and they'll definitely show you which shop or where to go to purchase that. Like, maybe some specific item in a grocery store, they'll bring you in, they'll say, this is the one you want and you buy, or this store is the perfect store to pick that up. So, you can get a good deal and, buy like a local.
yeah. And what I was gonna add to that is that was my whole reason for picking the kind of last full day to be kind of a day of leisure because um you do find those things that, hey, I want to go back to this place. Like this coffee shop that I visited on the first day was so good and I want to go there again. Or even I want to explore something new, just so that your last day can be not a regret of like, oh, I have to go on this tour and so I don't have time to go to this place. Like it can be just
Mhm.
you've already kind of gotten your taste of soul, and so you go and do what you want now.
Amazing. Very well put. But yes, I just wanted to show off your accommodation for the last 2 nights. Just very quickly here, some official pictures. But again, the common theme here is the hotels are very well picked in terms of the locations. So amazing area for shopping, food, and your final exploring. And this part of Seoul honestly stays lively late into the evening. So it works very well for those of you who want to make the most of your final couple of nights. And yeah, just walking around the city will feel pretty exciting. There's loads of lighting, design, shopping, food options. But yes, again, steps away from the local markets, the plazas, the shopping districts. And yeah, some of the shopping malls and street food are 24/7. And unfortunately, as with everything, all good things must come to an end. So on the final day, you get to enjoy breakfast. It's going to be a bit relaxed of a morning before you get your private transfer to the airport. But yes, it should be a very smooth ending to a trip because you've already covered so much of the South Korea's diversity, and hopefully you'll feel that when you reflect on it. So yeah, that's some of the trip highlights here. And then I just want to go over also in terms of what is included in the main package. Of course, everything extra can be discussed, but this is just to give you a very quick summary. But yes, at first, Korea might look expensive at your first glance, but once you factor in the transportation, the trains, the private tours, the private coaches, the entrance fees, this is actually a very complete, a very well structured group program, I would say. And that's what hopefully you'll get to see. And again, that's just your journey at a glance. So again, just to kind of recap, Seoul is for the cultural palaces, the modern energy, then we're going to go into Jeongju when it comes to the ancient heritage, and then Busan, ending it with the coastal charm and a lot more night markets. And then, of course, back to Seoul for the final exploring and a proper farewell. So again, it's a very elegant route. It's a very popular route, but there are a lot of unique things on this, and it will definitely avoid or make you feel like you're not just stuck in one city and not just checking off boxes, but actually exploring and kind of integrating yourself into South Korea. But yes, just a couple of reasons why you would want to book. To be honest, this is again something I would say cannot be replicated easily because again, Jacqueline and Heather worked so hard on this. So Heather's already been there. Our local suppliers obviously are giving Heather the best recommendations in terms of accommodations, the routes, the days, everything. So again, you get the local expertise. Um, we've been around or in the business for 56 years. So we do have those relationships when it comes to if anything goes wrong. And then logistics, like I already mentioned, everything is included. So yes, apart from fees and some of the other things, you don't have to worry about anything. And yeah,
Basically,
just
you're only
go
worrying
ahead.
about
Yeah.
your leisure day. Yeah, basically, you're only worrying about your leisure days. On any days that you are on tour, everything's included. That's mentioned. I mean, all entrances, you're never going to have to worry about paying an entrance. Everything that you visit and everything that's mentioned on the itinerary is included. That would include that cable car ride, at the entry access into the parks upstairs, any temples, any sites. So you're never going to
Mhm.
have to dig out on any of those things. And then, of course, any meals, there's nothing extra to pay unless maybe you're buying an alcoholic drink extra on top of the meal or something like that, besides the rice wine that's included. So it is fully all inclusive, like in that aspect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
Well,
then one thing I want to note is also on your leisure days, please feel free to talk to me before the trip, or like Heather said, talk to the tour guide on the trip and see if he has any suggestions, things like that.
Especially if you're like really interested in K-pop, they're going to be able to guide you to the best spot to see that. Or if you have a specific K-pop band you love, they'll tell you which locations to go to follow those steps.
well, thank you so much for those of you who are watching at home, and thank you, Kimberly and Jackie, for joining and for staying. I appreciate that. And at this point, if it's okay, Jacqueline, should I end the recording?
Sure. Are we doing
Do we have any
Q&A?
questions?
Yeah.
Jacqueline or Kimberly, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask? Any information that you feel you're unsure about or want to know about?
I do not have any questions. Thank you. That was very comprehensive. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Kimberly,
You can also drop questions in the chat
in the
if you want
chat.
to.
Nope,
Yeah, I'm
no
not
questions.
sure much other than that, anything specific? I mean, there are like in your free days. I know that Jacqueline and I were talking about this just prior to the meeting, but public transportation, if people do want to use it, of course, it's quite efficient system. You can pick up a transit card and ride this and use it. There's two different types of cards. There's a T-Money card, which is sort of pay as you go and load it. And or there's a second option, which is called like a climate card. It's really good for tourists because it's unlimited rides. So if you purchase it, you purchase it on the option of 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, and then you would have unlimited metro, underground, and bus rides for the amount of days that you purchased it. But if you're not moving around a lot, then I think that it would go better to be do the pay as you go. But if you have plans to really move around the city, then price wise, the unlimited rides option is going to be your best option. And you can pick these up at the subway station machines. They're going to be like inside the stations or at convenience stores near the stations.
Amazing. I'll just try and end the recording here. Thank you.